What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the podcast, episode 6. Your host, Produzi, co-host, TJ. It's been a while since we were on here. A lot of stuff.
It's crazy.
A lot of stuff been happening.
It's crazy because I'm just like, dude. I kept like last Monday. I'm like, did we do it today? And I'm like, you didn't say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I keep forgetting. I really think it's every week still, but
It's not like it. A lot of new music is dropped this past Friday. A lot of cancer culture being thrown around. Super straight's a thing now. A lot of stuff. Yes, they're trying to cancel Eminem.
How the song he made in like 2010. Yeah, I heard about that.
I love the way you lie, because that song.
What did he say?
It was just like talking about being abusive to like women and stuff like that in the song.
Oh.
Like the lyrics in the song were like him being abusive to women, so they're trying to cancel him. But like he's basically why there's things called stands like to every fandom. Like he's literally said worse things. He's always been trying to trigger people, so I mean it's not gonna happen. But and it's back and forth, like people who defended him, people against him. Then the cartoon character from Looney Tunes, the skunk, he just got canceled. And he got cut from the Space Jam 2 movie.
What?
Because he's like how he basically like he's influencing rape or something like that. Because he's like super always chasing this one girl and he's like super like always on her and whatnot.
Where did this start? Like I'm so confused.
So it's like if he's gonna like, you know how like Johnny Bravo was always like going to women, kissing and doing like random shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was basically the Looney Tunes version of Johnny Bravo. So they basically were canceling him for that.
Did they cancel Johnny Bravo?
Not yet, at least.
No.
And then someone made a TikTok and was talking about he's making a new sexuality called super straight, which is basically being into the opposite sex only if they were born that sex. So male liking female who was born a female, not liking trans women or liking trans men, just liking certain sex that was born at, like gender and all that crazy whatnot. And then the LGBTQ got all upset about it, told them to stop making fake stuff up. It's a dumb sexuality. TikTok was like stopping some posts talking about it, and they even stopped some comments and like reactions and stitches to all of it. So it's a lot of weird stuff going on right now on TikTok and social media. Dr. Seuss got canceled. Yeah, a lot of canceling going around.
That's weird. That's kind of weird, though.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that today.
Yeah. What do you have?
I just got soda, slush, and then 2 chalupas.
Oh, I get there. Before I can even order, she literally gave me a rundown of everything they don't have. And as she's naming them, I'm just looking like, this is everything I get. Like, they didn't have any chicken. I wanted some nacho fries. They didn't have those. Their freeze machine was down. It was all bad. But I just got 3 Doritos Locos tacos. I'm not even hungry, man.
It's crazy. Like I always get a quesarito, and I guess they just like stopped it or so whatever.
They stopped making that.
Yeah, so
you remember like 2 years ago, maybe last year, Taco Bell wiped their whole menu, literally.
Yeah, so I was like, I was like going there. I'm like, all right, quesarito, the usual. I looked, I'm like, where is that? And I'm like, bro, come on, like I'm trying to.
I usually get a quesadilla, but they didn't have any chicken, so I wasn't gonna get a quesadilla. I wasn't getting a steak one at that,
but before we start today's topics and anything in between, let's go on and get our first bite. Cause I've been waiting.
I gotta put sauce. Okay. I had to put the sauce.
Just eat it like plain with no sauce.
They didn't even have mild sauce. I don't eat mild sauce, but like still, that's like the most common sauce. How don't you have that?
I either get mild or hot.
Get fire. haven't Taco Bell in a long time. Really long time.
Same. My tournament did just finish. For the best kids cartoon network, cartoon show, whatever you want to call it. That just wrapped up. The last 2 rounds, the votes kind of really went down. A lot of people weren't voting. It was like, I would usually get like 50 to 60 a vote or something. But this time it was like 20 each at most, about. So this one was pretty close. And I'm probably going to announce it the day I'm dropping this episode. So if you're watching it and haven't seen the Instagram story, let's see who won. Because it was pretty close. It was like they kept going back and forth. I kind of forgot who won. It was 59% to 41%. The winner and the best show on all networks was Zach and Cody beating Tom and Jerry.
Zach and Cody won the whole thing.
Yeah.
So Zach and Cody is the best TV show that ever airs, what they're saying.
Yeah. It's not a bad choice, but
I mean, not bad choice, but Tom and Jerry shouldn't have been that far. That's crazy. I literally just posted. I'm gonna post the results of the cereal tonight, and then after that, I think is it the finals? Or it might be the semifinals. I don't know.
I think so.
I gotta check back on my notes. I haven't did it in a minute, but I'm gonna post them after this. That'll probably be done before the end of the week, more than likely. And then I don't got another one, but I think I do got another one, but I'm gonna ask the viewers for that. But since I had topics, I guess I'll take the cake. So I'm not gonna lie. I had my dates so mixed up on like what day we were doing it. I don't know if it was this week, next week. I thought it was last week. But then he came with the date. I mean, topics. I'm like, fuck, I forgot I had topics. So I was literally driving, and then I was just thinking about it, and I was like, what do I don't know. Dreams, forget it. I don't know why dreams came in my mind, but dreams. I'm like, forget it. So basically, I told you that we're basically just gonna lay out all the dreams that we got now. Maybe like a dream we had as a kid, like anything you dream about. So I'll go first. If we had to, I'm gonna start as a kid. When I was a kid, my number one dream job was a lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer so bad. Looking back, people always told me I could have been a lawyer because I was an argumentative person. You see it. Like, just look at the defect. I argue with everybody. I always debate stuff. One of my favorite movies I watched in high school was The Great Debaters. I kind of really wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
I still debate everything to this day. That's why I hate debates. But being a lawyer probably was like, yeah, that was my biggest one. If not, I wasn't one of those cheap people who wanted to be like a fucking astronaut. No, that's dweeb. But lawyer was definitely number one on my list being a kid, hands down. Other than that, nah, nothing else. I really wanted to be a lawyer. I'll talk about that. Go figure.
For me, it's like it's basically a dream I've had since I was a kid. Like I still kind of want to, I still think about it. It's kind of, if you know me, it's not too far off in a way, but like, I always wanted to be a wrestler, like as a kid.
You still do?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, like I think about it still.
Like Batista, like.
Yeah, like WWE and stuff, like, you know.
No way.
Yeah, like my friend, cause me and my friend, since we met, like, I think I was in like 5th grade, and he was He was sixth grader. He's a grade above me. Like that's how we became friends. Cause like I was gonna spend on my one of my other friends' house. Like it was in my class.
Mm-hmm.
But then my mom was gonna go out, so she was taking all of my siblings to like someone's house to spend the night.
Mm-hmm.
So she was taking him to his friend because he was originally my brother's friend.
Yep.
I don't know how they were friends, but they were friends first, and then he had a younger brother. So I went with my mom to drop him off, and then while we were there, I was like just standing there, like looking around, and he had like the wrestling toys, you know, like the figures.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, wrestler stuff, and then like I went to try to play with him, whatever. Cause oh yeah, like I like wrestling, and then they were talking about anime. They like they were talking about Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and Naruto, and I was like, oh, I like wrestling too. So I was like, and then me and him started just clicking. So then I was like, all right, let's go. Let me take you to your friend. I'm like, no, I want to stay here. Like fuck the other dude. Like I want to just stay here. And then like I actually went to my other friend's house, but like yeah, since like I think when I was about 6 or 7, I think it's when I started liking it. And I just always been watching it, and like, and then I think like around either like I think 8th grade year, that's when I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to be up and grow and be whatever. And then did like I was leaving that freshman year, and then like sophomore year, I was like maybe I'll just go to college and do like engineering or something, because I was like I did like one little engineering class. Oh, it was pretty cool, and I finished. And then after that summer, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more. I would do. I was like, no, I have to be the wrestler. Like, I think this is what I gotta do. And then after that, I was like, oh, like I'm still a little kid, like a small kid, like not big bodied. I'm not into like weightlifting and all that. So I'm like, I don't know if I could do it. So I was like, what else do I have? And I'm like, well, there's military. And then I was like, that's the only other thing I had like to think of. So I went with that. And it was funny when I told my grandma, I was like, I always tell my family, I'm gonna be a wrestler. And then when I told my grandma, I'm like, I'm gonna join the army. She was like, oh, thank God he got rid of the little wrestling and shit. I'm like, no, I'm still try to do it one day maybe, but I'm gonna just do this for a route that I have to do. I think this is the best step for me right now.
That's probably one thing I never knew about you. I never knew you wanted to be a wrestler, and I know you for like 3 years now.
Yeah. So then after that, so then my friend, he ended up joining the army too. Like a year after I joined, he joined, and his contract's about to be up like sometime this year or like early next year. So he's getting out. So he's gonna go try to pursue that. So I'm like, damn, bro, like I'm jealous, bro. Like I actually just re-enlisted, bro, like another 3 years. So I'm like, damn, like I should have thought about doing it now. But I'm gonna try to possibly do it when I get out this next contract, but just to do some training and see how I like it. But
Uzi at WrestleMania. I'll be there. I gotta be there.
Yeah, and then another just a small dream that I'm having now is like I just want to get like I always think of like other stuff. I wanted to like I always thought like, oh, maybe I could like run like a little nightclub or something, or like make like a little studio type thing. So I have like actual in-set studio with like cameras and shit. Have like another spot to like rent a studio so people can like either do music or like do little videos in there. Have like a little team to do editing and edit other people and charge them this and that. Like the whole little operation going on. That's like another dream I want to use this to go into maybe. So that's about some dreams I have.
Back to my childhood, because I kind of forgot. This is like really me. Let you guys get to know me. Besides lawyer, I gave up being a lawyer when I found out you had to go to college for like 8 more years. I'm like, nah, can't do it. Nah. But another big dream of mine was, if you knew me as a kid, I wanted to be in the NFL. I played football my whole life. Like, backstory, I was like 5, and my father is a big, gigantic football head. Like, he loves football. So like I remember I was like 5 years old, and like every Sunday he used to call me. Like he used to like party. All his friends would come over, and they would like drink, eat food, and watch all the games. So I remember one day I was like 5. He called me down there. He was like, "You're playing this next year," and I looked at him like, "You fucking crazy? Like, do you see this?" I'm like, "Nah." But I got up next summer, and I was 6, and I got signed up for it, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't want to do it. And my first year of football, we ended up winning the championship. And after that, I fell in love. I'm like, we're winning. We didn't lose. My first year of football, we went 10-0 and won the championship. I'm like, I like this. This shit is lit. So from 6 all the way into my senior year of high school, I played football, literally. I've had terrible years, great years, but once high school came, I started realizing I didn't want to be a one sport athlete. I mean, I dipped and dived through. I ran track my freshman year of high school. That's it. Yeah, I ran track freshman year, and then I took up wrestling my sophomore year of high school, and I actually stuck with it because wrestling was actually fun. And I lived in the same city my whole life from like kindergarten. 10th grade, we moved to like the next city over. Like I lived in Euclid. I live here now again, but I lived in Euclid, and then I moved to South Euclid, my sophomore year of high school. But I knew Euclid football was all I knew, and I was like already good. And then like I moved to a whole new school sophomore year, and I basically had to like start over. And football didn't hold the same way for me anymore because I kind of had to fight for a spot, and it sucked because I already had a spot at where I was. I didn't want to start over. I play football still, but I got into wrestling, and my first year wrestling, I won't say I sucked, but I sucked. I wasn't that good. But I was learning. I used to just go in there and just like wing it. I used to just go out there and try to slam people. But as I start seeing like I really got potential in this, I kind of like stuck with it, and I actually worked at it, technique, like all that. And senior year came, I did wrestling for 3 years. Senior year came, and I was the state qualifier. I did want to go to college. I did want to go to college for wrestling, but then I looked back and was like, I want to still play for the NFL because I felt like playing football in college would probably get me further. Because wrestling and what's the name, I didn't really know. Like now I do. I didn't know what was gonna lead after I like graduated. Like I'm like, there's no like wrestling draft. Like I didn't know. So, but then after that, I realized college isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, I just realized college isn't for everybody, but I didn't think the military was. That was one thing about me though. The military was the last thing I would have ever thought I would have did. That was literally like last ditch effort. Like that was never. I always said growing up, like that's the last thing I would ever do is join the military. I was the least. I'm probably out of my graduating class. I'm probably the least person you will ever see that you would have thought would have went to the armed forces. Like, literally. That was never a doubt of my mind. I never walked through high school and was like, nah. I used to make fun of what's that shit called? Gerald TC?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to make fun of them. Like, you guys are dweebs. Like, there's no way I'm gonna do this shit. Look at me right after high school. I was one of those dweebs. But I never would have thought that would have been the thing. But to this day, I actually thank the military because the military got me to get the dream I really want now, which is culinary. I don't want to be a chef. Like I don't want to be a Gordon Ramsay. I want to be a pastry chef. I want to be like a baker. You know, because I mean, I learned how to cook in the military. I cook great, but once I got put on bacon and I saw it and I was able to do bacon is way more fun. I had a way better time baking than I did cooking. Like by a landslide. I don't know when I could do it, but I'm lazy. I don't feel like it now. But I just know that's the big thing I'm probably shooting for is becoming a pastry chef. Just going to culinary high school in general. And go from there. But that's my main goal now. I told you back in the day lawyer, but like now Like if I had to wake up and choose what if I got to wake up tomorrow and choose what I wanted to be, it'd be a pastry chef.
Like I know, I always my freshman year I didn't even know like what because I was in JRC, so I didn't know what it was like going into freshman year. I thought it was like some like I thought it was just like some police like class or whatever to like become an officer or whatever. But then like I joined and then I did PE and it was fun. And then but a lot of people I was starting to get to know in high school, they was all in it. So I was like, oh, like I mean, if there's another option for PE, I mean, I'd rather just see what that's like. So then I told my grandma I was gonna do it, and then she was like, "Oh, you're gonna get to join the army or the military, the Navy." And I'm like, "No, that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm just joining it for like just to get the credits and like just see what it's like, do something a little different." And I did it freshman year or like sophomore year. So yeah. So then end of sophomore year, I went to like a 2-week mini Marine Corps boot camp thing with school, and that was cool. I'm like, hey, it's not that bad actually. Like I think I could do it. But I was like, you know, I'm still trying to do it for fun. I'm gonna still be an engineer. That's what I was wanting to be an engineer at that point or something. And then mid junior year, I was like on little school teams for ROTC and whatever. So I was getting like little ribbons and whatnot.
Yeah.
My grandma was getting all like hyped about it, this and that. So yeah. I'm like, no, this is just for fun. Like I mean, the teams were fun, the competitions were fun. I mean, that's how I got kind of my personality got broken out more. I got out of my shell. I met more people and I was able to like talk to everyone, this and that. And then I was like, this is still for fun. I gave it the engineering thing. I'm like, maybe I'll just do the wrestling thing because I was looking at schools and this and that. But then, yeah, so she just kept telling me, I'm going to join the military, the Navy. Then I did like I think it was a 1-week like Navy little boot camp thingy. That was all right. That was fun.
You're trolling.
I was like, maybe the wrestling could wait a little bit. Maybe I could join a military and I can get myself a little bit better in shape and into weightlifting and this and that. Get my appearance right, I guess, and just get my mind ready to be like on the road or like away from home and this and that. So I might as well do that. So then, yeah, so she got excited when I was telling her I was joining. I was originally going to join the Marines.
Nah.
But they were blowing me off. So I was getting mad. Like, you asked me if I wanted to join, gave me your number. And he like, all right, come in like, it was a Wednesday. He's like, come in this today and we'll like sit down, see what you like, see what jobs you would get, do like a little practice test. And I'm okay. And it was like the school day. I'm like getting ready to catch the bus to go downtown. He calls me, hey, actually I can't do it today. I'm gonna go recruit some other new people. Like, I'm gonna go to a different school and see if I can recruit. So we're gonna postpone. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, you know, that's your kind of job, whatever. And then he's like, but Friday for sure. I'm like, all right. Friday comes, same thing. Oh, I have to take someone to like maps to like get him in. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, you know, they gotta help them with their next step. That's cool. Then like weeks later, he just keeps excuse after excuse. I'm like, bro, I'm like over at this point. Like, I don't even want, like, I was getting over like just joining the military. And then he called me one day. He's like, hey, I'm gonna be busy, but we just talk on the phone and I give you information on the phone. I'm like, if you want to talk on the phone, like we could have just, like, you could have gave me a brochure and I could have talked to someone else or something. I'm like, can I talk to someone in the office? Like, no, I recruited you. I'm gonna do the process with you. Just tell me like what you like. I'm like, duh, I'm not talking to you, bro. I'm like, and I just hung up. I'm like, I'm not talking to you. Then the next day, my recruiter came to school. And so, anybody want to join? I was like, I was going to join the Marines, but I'm waiting for them. She's like, no, we can talk today. And then I was like, oh, for real? So yeah. Then I went up to school, and then that's how I just got pushed into the Army. And
my dad didn't want me to go. My dad was a Marine. He didn't want me to be a Marine. Mm-hmm. He actually, when he told me, he put the bug in my ear because he was like, because my father's stern. Like, he's serious. Like, he's not a bad dad at all. I love my father to death. We have our patches, but like he's stern. Like he basically black parents. That's all I got to say. Black parents. That's literally it. But he literally sat me down like a week after graduation. Like, so what's next? And I said, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And he didn't. I wouldn't say he forced me, but he basically he made it sound all good. Like, you get cars, You get paid good, all this good shit. And I'm just like, and I'm just thinking in the back of my mind the whole time, like, as a kid, I always said, military will literally be the last thing I ever do in my life. And but he made it sound so good. So I went. So, but he let me choose. He said he's like you won't go. He's like, you're not going to the Marines. I wanted to go to the Air Force because I heard I had to do research. I heard they don't do anything. I still believe that. I still don't think they do anything. I want to go to the Air Force, but that's the first guy I talked to. The Air Force was like, I could have got in there, but they wanted me to lose. I was like, I wrestled like 182 pounds in high school. At the time, I started my recruiting process right after high school. Wrestling season ends in like March. I graduated in May. I was eating again. Like, fuck the weight cut. So I weighed like 190 at this point, like 195. They wanted me to weigh 170. I could have did it, but I'm not cutting this weight. I was too lazy. And I'm like, I heard the Navy, nah, I can't do that. I hear Navy, all I hear about is boats. Boats is probably one of my number one fears in the entire world. So I'm like, I'm not joining the Navy. So I'm like, I guess I gotta go to the Army. So, I mean, Coast Guard was an option too, but no, I don't even know what they do. I just think they're reserves for the Navy. But, who am I? But, but so yeah, I went to the Army, but like I said, it actually taught me what I actually really wanted to do in my life. So I give it a +1, even though I hated my life there the whole time. So, but there's something else I wanted to say before that. No, I'm good. Yeah, that's about it. Culinary arts. I want to be a chef so bad. I just applied for culinary art school too. That's funny. I just did it just to see if I can get in, but.
See now, one day we're gonna do an episode. You're gonna be cooking something mid conversation.
I could cook while we talk about topics. I could really give a cooking class for a podcast episode, literally.
I'm like, hold on 1 second. Let me go take the cookie or something.
I gotta go check the pot. I gotta go check the pot roast. Yeah, it's not Undertaker. He's old as shit. Peduzzi versus John Cena. What's your wrestling name gonna be? What would your wrestling name even be?
I don't even know. I just have him make up a name for me, like some generic, like actual type of name, whatever. But like, I don't even know.
Big Doozy. I really can't believe I know you for like 3 years and we never talked about our dreams though. I never would have thought you. That's what I'm gonna say. Don't get me wrong. I loved wrestling growing up though. Like I watched wrestling in high school. It was never a dream though. I'm not putting my life on the line like that. No. But I had so many wrestlers. I wanted a life-size wrestling ring and I wanted it in my backyard. Like
I remember I think it was when I turned 10, so it was like 5th grade. My mom got me like a bounce house, but it was like a wrestling ring. So it was like the bounce floor, and then it was like big corners, and then there was like ropes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this is lit. So then I brought up my friends from school, and then like the one friend from my brothers, and it was like 4 of us, and we were all just jumping around, like throwing each other and slamming each other, this and that. And then my brother, he was out with his friend, like his crew, and they were just skating. So they all came back and they seen the bounce. I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like, oh yeah, it's his birthday. It's Alex's birthday. So then they were like, oh, say less, can we go? And then he was like, oh yeah, I don't care. So then they all like take their shoes off. And they all go in, and we're all just facing off, like my brother and his friends, and me and my friends. And we just like on the corners looking at each other, like, so we're gonna do this? So like, yeah. And then we all just start jumping each other, and we just start fighting, throwing each other, people in and out. And we were just like going off on each other. Shit was so fun.
No, wrestling is actually lit though. Like, I'm not even saying like the wrestling I did in high school. Like back in the day, like all year, like I'll never forget one day. It was the summer, and like every summer, before my grandfather passed away, when we were kids. This is when we were kids. My grandfather died in 2016. We were like kids. I was like 7, 8, 9, 10. Those ages, like 13. But it was like all our cousins. Like I remember my parents live in my grandfather's house now, but the way it was like my grandfather's house, his house is on the corner. It's the first house on the corner. If you go like 10 houses down, my other cousin lived there. Like he didn't live there, but like we all our grandparents lived. Like it was like it's a city called Bedford Heights, and it's basically like back in the day, it was like all the old. It was like a senior citizen like community. Like all the houses, it was like nice houses, and like everybody was old. So like all the stuff, like during the summer, it was all the kids out there because they were visiting their grandparents. So like, I would like live with my like we would live with our grandparents in the summer. So like we had my granddad's house at the corner of the street. Then my cousin, he lived with his grandma all the way like it was like 10 houses down from me. Next street over, I had two cousins that lived with their grandparents in the summer. And like I had cousins that lived like next city over. And like I remember like we would literally like rotate houses throughout the summer. Like this day we spent a night at my house, then like so on and so forth. Yeah. So I remember one day we woke up like mad early. And this was in like, I forgot what grade this was in. This was silly bands were like the crave, like they were fired. So I remember we woke up one day, we got this bargain store out here called Ollie's. It's like a really cheap ass store. Like you get some good stuff for cheap. So we about to go buy hella silly bands. And we about to have a glow in the dark silly band fight. So we went to the place called Ollie's and we bought so many glow in the dark. We spent like $50 on like glow in the dark silly bands. And we waited that night. It was like 2 a.m. And we like had like we set up like pillows and like we made like a big ass pallet. We had like the couches like and like we had silly bands on and that's all you could see was our silly bands on our wrists. And we had like a tag team WWE match in the basement in the dark. It was so fun. Like that's probably like the number one memory we got inside my grandfather's house. Like that's probably like the number one memory. That shit was so fun. Like we had pillows as like steel chairs. We were jumping off the couch like it was the top rope. It was so lit, dude. It was so fun. Like that's kind of like the first thing we talk about every time we see each other. Like remember that glow in the dark silly band fight we had in Tariq's grandfather's basement? Like yeah, like it was so fun. It was like the time to be alive, dude. Like that was the funniest shit ever.
At that time, like everyone was a fan, like a wrestling fan. Like you can go and you can go to anyone and y'all just start talking wrestling or whatever.
Talk about wrestling. Like I remember, I begged my best friend. We begged his mom to get us WWE Network so I can watch it. Now I got Hulu and you can watch Monday Night Raw, but wrestling sucks now to me because I don't know anybody. I know only person I know is like Roman Reigns and John Cena. But like, no, I don't even know it anymore. But back in the day, yeah, no, I was a WWE stan. Like, I wanted to go to WrestleMania so bad.
Yeah, I know I want to go because there was one this year in Florida, and then like, but it's like a lot of spacing and all that, so and tickets are already being sold out before they're even sold somehow. So like, all right, never mind on that one. But then 2 years is gonna be in LA. So I'm gonna try to go to that one.
It was in Cleveland when I was a kid. I forgot. I had to be like 12, maybe 11, 12. It was here. I don't know what year it was, but I think it's gonna be here again too. But NBA All-Star Weekend's here next year, so we're live. We're lit. So that's another dream. I'm going to the All-Star game next year. I'm so serious. So I gotta be there.
Yeah, a bunch of dudes there by themselves.
I gotta be there.
You seen the little baby playing NBA or playing basketball?
Yes. It's terrible. It was so bad. I literally tell everybody that the only reason he's even in this because he's from Atlanta. It's the only way. He's probably like the hottest rapper from Atlanta right now, so they had to put him in there. They had to put him in it, but he sucked. It was better watching Jack Harlow than it was watching Lil Baby.
He was like a guy like Jack Harlow can't beat me, and then when he goes shot a free throw like that, and everyone's like.
And then they asked Jack Harlow in the pregame like Lil Baby's posting on Instagram like he can't beat me in basketball. What you got to say about that? He was like, listen to the bigger picture. Like, you know, you'll get why he's saying that, but I'm like,
Lil Baby could even
a troll, though,
he didn't even know how to stretch.
He's literally a troll, bro.
Yeah, Jack Harlow's funny as hell. All his interviews are like Drewski. That should be having me down.
Bruh, yes, dude. Drewski, he made that whole All-Star Weekend. It was so funny, dude. All-Star Weekend was funny. It was too like except the dunk contest, but then again, I'm not a basketball fan like that though. So, but If they me an All-Star game from Cleveland, that's literally a dream. I gotta go. You just can't. Like, we won't. The city's not gonna be that lit ever again. It hasn't been. Cleveland hasn't been lit since the Cavs won the 2016 NBA Finals. Like that parade, like it was like 3 million people downtown. We never had our downtown was just ghost town half the fucking time.
You go to that?
Yeah, I was there. I was there. Yeah, I was there. I had good spots too. That was a vibe. I was down there the night they won the actual game. Like we got pictures. Like if you Google like downtown Cleveland after the 2016 NBA Finals, people were on top of buildings. Like they stopped the city buses, like because people were on top of the bus. It was crazy. It was like a rave in downtown Cleveland. It was so fire. I was there. Then we went to the parade like a week later. Lit. It sucked because like it's too many people. I don't like people. It was like then it was hot as shit. And like it was bad, but it was a vibe. It was like too lit.
Yeah.
But with that being said though, next thing, dream, like this came up to me because me and my sister went out to eat the other day, and I don't know what she asked me, like, if you could pack up everything you have right now on a vacation, what's the first place you want? Like, what's your dream, like, place to go in the world? And for me, it's Dubai. I was like, if I could pack up right now and go to Dubai, I'm going. Like, I want to go to Dubai so bad.
What Dubai?
Have you seen it? You fucking seen Dubai? It just looked like everybody's rich though. Like, that's the tallest building in the world. It's just like I see TikToks of it, like people like bungee jumping out buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I always say I won't do it, but I'm just like at this point, I'm at the point in my life where it's just like, fuck it, like literally YOLO. But I'd say Dubai, Australia only because world kangaroos. If you know, you know, but world kangaroos. Is where Australia just looks. It just feels like nobody goes there, and I just think that's a brag. I'm like, oh, I've been to Australia. And another one that I said, it's not really major, but she kind of said it was, but I said Cancun. That's me though.
Yeah. I don't even know where to go. Like, I wouldn't even know where to go. Like, I know I'll do like small trips or whatever, like just to go to new places or whatever. But like major, I'd probably like go to like check out like the UK or something just to see how that's like out there.
Did you go to Europe already?
I don't know, like England and like, you know, France or whatever out there.
You already went to Europe though.
I mean, I went to like Germany, but like I don't know, see what like the like England, whatever. I just like small trip like England maybe. See what Canada's like. Mexico for some.
Canada? Nah.
No, you gotta see what it's like out there. I'll probably check out Australia too. There. Or I don't even know, like a lot of places like that.
I do. That's because you know, I just wanna get away. But I don't know where to go. So Japan's a big one for me. I remember if anybody remembers the basic China story one. I don't think I talked about this. That sheet they make you fill out when they ask you like
where you want to go.
Pick 3 places stateside, then pick 3 places overseas, and they don't look at that list because you don't go nowhere.
I don't know.
You don't go to none of those places. I think we talked about that, but it's a scam. They literally gypped you.
But all West Coast, they threw me to the east side. I'm like, okay, I guess.
I literally put the 3 duty stations closest to home. I put the one in New York. I put the one in Fort Campbell in Kentucky. I think it's Kentucky or Tennessee, one of those. And like Fort Leonard Wood, like literally, because it was like the 3 closest to home. And then for like overseas, I put like Hawaii, Japan, and like Germany, I think, or like Italy or something like that. But yeah, no, and I got stuck in bumfuck Georgia. Like they just stuck me down south. I'm like, no way. But I mean, it was my first time. Well, I was in South Carolina, but like the South, like Georgia, yeah, that was my first time ever being like down there.
Yeah. I remember I was like all excited. I put Cali, Texas, and Washington. I was like, oh, it's gonna be cool, whatever, like I'm gonna be home, da, da, da. And then my family would call, like, oh, you know where you're gonna go yet? I'm like, I don't know, but I know I picked the west side, so I'll be close to home, da, da, da. And they're, all right, come outside for it to get units. And we went all outside and shit. And we're all just there. And they're like, all right, like a quarter of us all went to Korea. Like 5 or 6 went to Hawaii. And then the rest of us were like small states, whatever. It was like me, Williams, Coker, and then like 3 other people. We all went to, they're like, you 3 are going to go to Fort Stewart. I'm like, can you give me a state? Like, where is that? And then
that's the same shit I did though, literally.
I was like, what is that? And then so we all went back to the room. We like jumped on our phone, like Fort Stewart, all looking. My Georgia. Oh, what the fuck? I'm like, that is nowhere. I did not pick that shit. I was like,
yeah, I literally like. I remember my father kept asking me like, "Do you know where you stationed at yet?" I'm like, "No, but I think we about to find out soon." I'm like, I put New York and like Kentucky. I put something close so I could like get my license and drive up there to see y'all. But so I'm like, so we should be good. We get down there, and she was literally like, "If I call your name, go over here." And then she literally called out half. It was like 102 of us. She literally called out half the platoon, and was like, "If I called your name, are you over there? You going to Korea?" And I wasn't over there, but I'm like, damn. I'm like, Korea probably didn't sound too bad. But I'm kind of glad I didn't go because I want to be close to home. Like, yeah. But then she called out. She was like, okay, if I call your name now, you going such and such here. And then she was just like, she's like, Walton, Trevino, Rapley, Johnson, and she put Laura in our group too, even though Laura went to Hunter, but she put Laura in our group too. She's like, Fort Stewart, and I'm looking like, the fuck? What the fuck is this? So yeah, I'm gonna say we go upstairs, and I'm like, Fort Stewart. Savannah, Georgia. I'm like, nah. Yeah, I call my father like, bro, I'm going to Georgia. This shit ain't it. I was so mad. I'm like, dude, no way I go to Georgia. You're trolling. That shit would have to be the funniest shit ever. I'm like, no way y'all are sending me to Georgia. I was so pissed.
That's crazy. Cause I was like, all right, let me look up Fort Stewart. I started looking, nothing on Fort Stewart. All my roommates were going somewhere else. Like one was going overseas, and one was going to the one in Kentucky. So they were looking up. Oh yeah, like this is all the barracks. This is like a tour of the post. And I'm like, yo, why the fuck y'all got all that shit, bro? I'm trying to see what this shit's like. I was just like, bro, like I don't even want to go. I can't even see what it's like yet.
I just remember. I remember one of my friends went to Korea. Like we had like our group. It was like 6 of us. One of us went to Korea. None of us went to the same duty station. That's the funny part. Except 2. 2 of them went to Air One School, but they both dropped out together. It was funny. But I forgot where. I think it's Fort Benning. But one went to Fort Campbell. One went to Korea. One went to whichever in Colorado. For Carson.
Yeah.
And then like he got to Fort Carson, and literally like 2 weeks later, he went to Afghan.
Sheesh.
And then I remember my friend Scott. He went to Fort Polk in Louisiana, and he was the only one that went, and he got trolled because they said that's probably the one duty station you could ever get. They said it's nothing, but they said Fort Polk is literally the swamp, and he was pissed. So he went to Fort, but literally we're all like talking, like we're FaceTiming and shit, and I'm showing them our dingy ass barracks, and these motherfuckers have hotel rooms. I don't care. Fort Stewart has the worst barracks out of any military post ever. Everybody, I had to be the only, out of all my group of friends that had barracks, I had to be the only one with a roommate. I kid you not.
I mean, the one I was in, that was pretty fire.
It was literally terrible.
The one across from Defect, that was clean. That was a good one. I was okay with that one.
What 2003?
Yeah, you know
The defect wasn't bad though.
I'm saying like the barracks across the street from me where I was at, that was nice.
Oh, y'all defect. I mean, not defect. Barracks. I mean, yeah, y'all had a roommate, but y'all didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Y'all already said the kitchen.
I didn't think I'm mad about that. Was like I didn't even like do anything to my room. Like I had nothing. My room like it was just like a guest room. Like I just had my bed, my blanket, my TV, one little My Hero Academia poster, and then that was it.
I just remember I didn't have it when I first got there. I didn't have a roommate, and then Young moved in because he was basically like getting out. They was like Young got like so they was basically like you gotta have a roommate for like a month until Young get his orders to get out. So I was like, okay. I mean, Young was already close. Well, not really, because me and Young didn't like each other when we first got there because they tried to get us to room together, and certain books called Young like, I'm about to have Johnson go in your room, like you and Johnson about to be roommates, and he was like, I don't know him, and I'm like, fuck him. I'm like, nah. So when I found out he was rooming with me, I'm like, nah, I don't even like this dude like that for real. But we ended up getting real close after that though. And then he got out. I had a roommate. I had no roommate for good like 3-4 months, and then a new surgery came, and I never forget. I had late shift. I come home to my room empty, but it's just hella shit on the other side of the room. I was pissed. I was so mad. I was literally so mad. And then you know the story of my fucking roommate. I was going to kick his ass. I wanted to beat his ass so bad. I wanted to fight him so bad. Like, I hated him so bad. Like, that was probably like the worst. Like, that's when I knew, like, yeah, I probably couldn't even do college because roommates, nah.
It's crazy. Like the first few months of me being there, I like never even seen my roommate. I didn't even know if I had one or not. Like randomly out here, like the washer dryer going on or like the shower, but like, okay. But like I've never seen him before. I didn't even know what he looked like or anything. And then like a few months after that, I finally we passed through the kitchen, whatever. Like I'm going outside, like, and he was just like cooking. I'm like, oh, I just look at him. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, oh, hey, what's up? And then after that, we never talked again. Like we never seen him again.
That's kind of weird.
Like
that's kind of weird.
I never seen him. I didn't even know. I didn't look. And then it was crazy. Like right before I was like leaving that barracks to go like over here to where I'm at now, like he was like cooking one day and I was like using the restroom and he was like, then we were just talking like normal, like whatever. And then like here and there we were like, oh, like what's up? And then he actually recognized me, the defect. Like, what's up, man? I'm like, oh, what's up, dude? And after that, then I didn't see him for a week, and then I transferred rooms and I had never seen him again. I'm like, that was so weird, bro. Like,
there's really no way you live in a room with somebody for like 6 months and you've never seen them until like 2 months in.
I was like, that was weird.
That gotta be weird as shit. Dude, that gotta be so weird.
Like he would be outside or something, or he would go. He literally just stayed in the room and I stayed in my room. But then like, I know like one time or something, like it was basically like if I was like going into the bathroom, I'll hear the door close. And then as soon as my door closed, then his door opened and he would like do whatever. And like it was weird. I'm like, do it. Like it was weird. I was like, bro, like I don't know.
That's so weird, dude.
It was weird. I was like, yo, what's going on? Like
that's weird vibe. Y'all were literally dodging each other.
Basically.
My type of roommate though. You literally couldn't do that in mine. You literally have to separate the rooms. You had to take those 2 big ass dressers and had to buy a blackout curtain. Like you literally have to walk past this person every day. Our room wasn't big enough for 2 people. Literally no troll. I really feel like our room, my barrack size room, like the room is the same size as the room y'all used to have. No troll. Mm-hmm. Like that room was not big enough for 2 people.
Yeah, no. Like, I mean, me and Fraser kind of made it work when we were living together, but like, it was only good because like we knew each other or whatever. We was close, but like, it was still cool. But it was like,
I'm about to say like when it was me and Young, we didn't have like the room separated because like we were like cool, so it was kind of just like, like we didn't do anything. Half the time we didn't have it separated because we would literally be in the same room in the same Fortnite lobby. Like yeah, so we'd never. But when I came back to my room that day and saw all that shit on the other side. Then I had to move them two big ass dressers because I'm like, nah. Because I know I don't know this person.
Hey, buddy.
And me and that dude, we lived in the same room for like 4 months. And I kid you not, we've never had a conversation. Never had a conversation. Never. I just didn't like him. I was in the field for like 2 weeks. I came back and he was eating my Hot Pockets. I never forget. I was in the group chat telling y'all like, I'm about to kill this man because he literally ate 2 of my Hot Pockets while I was in the field for 2 weeks. And I only knew because I didn't open them. Like he opened my Hot Pockets and ate them while I was gone. Like that's not disrespectful. I don't know what it is. That's so disrespectful. It was that was like the craziest, like, I can really, like, if I had my own YouTube, that's literally a story time. Like, terrible roommate experience. Like, no troll. Like, there's so many stories for a person I never had a conversation with. It was a whole lot of sneak dissing going back and forth. I got the last laugh, though. When I got my orders and I left that room and knew I wasn't coming back, I just threw heli thumbtacks on the side of the room. I got the last laugh. I literally filled his side of the room with thumbtacks. I put him under his pillow. Hope you don't watch this. Then again, I hope he does. But
TJ's own YouTube channel, Story Times. Story Time with TJ.
You know? Remember when we the 4 of us was trying to figure out which 2 of us were gonna get married so we could get a squad house?
Yeah.
And we kept saying you and Fraser. We're trying to make you and Fraser get married so we can get a squad house. We just wanted to get out the barracks so bad. We literally would do anything to get out the barracks.
Yeah. Imagine if we did. That'd be crazy.
I mean, I do got Twitch streamer dreams too, though. So
Yeah, I do want to try that out.
If you peep yesterday, I streamed like every game I played yesterday. I was just streaming. We played like 8 games yesterday, and I was streaming all of them. So, but that's probably another big dream. If I really had the patience, I could be a YouTuber.
Like I would have this like my main like content that I put out, whatever. But I would have Twitch just to play like some games and then like do just talking to like you know, like just chatting thing. I'd probably do that and just watch videos with people and shit. Have like a cartoon night or something. Like every other here and there, just watch an episode of something. And then yeah, I want to try that out, see like streaming, whatever, that's cool or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do like full time because I don't know, but I would do like for fun, like here and there. But
you know we out of dreams, so we can wrap this up.
Yeah, I think that was about our dreams at the most.
Moral of the story, guys. Dream on. Dream on.
Don't give up your dreams no matter how many people tell you it's dumb or this and that.
I'm about to say, never forget, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you didn't have a teacher with that on there and somewhere in the room, in any point of high school, you wasn't living right in school. At least one teacher had this on their wall somewhere. No troll.
Yeah, but TJ, future chef and Twitch streamer.
Future WrestleMania headliner. You should have never told me this. I'm really about to start using this against you now.
I don't like it. I would always just play wrestling or I would be watching wrestling, but that's about it.
Good wrestling, though. I'm not gonna knock it. I'm telling you, I'll be front row. I'm gonna be a hype man. Right in the ringside. Don't worry about it. I'll be there.
On the ringside with the silly bands on.
Yeah. With the silly bands. I still got it. I miss the silly band days, as y'all can see. I have never took these off.
But hope y'all enjoyed this hope y'all enjoyed this podcast episode talking about dreams and other random off topics. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, share. Let us know that you're enjoying these episodes. Follow our social medias down below. And until next time, later, y'all.